Elvera, thank you so much for taking the time to join the Intrascope Spotlight on Communication series. This is a series that I run with thought leaders to understand their perspectives on different topics. I'm very delighted to have you speak about social impact in communications. So before we get started, if you could quickly introduce yourself for our viewers.
Yes, thank you, Anisu. Hi, my name is Elvera Makki. I am the founder and CEO of VMCS Advisory Indonesia. It's a communication and social impact consulting firm based in Jakarta. And we serve our clients in many different areas, including public relation, media relation, crisis communication, strategic corporate communication, as well as digital-based services like digital PR, digital marketing, data-driven PR, and for sure on social impact initiative. And I am now also serve as the president of IABC, International Association of Business Communicator for
Right.
Indonesian chapter.
Fantastic, fantastic. This is a great area that you're working in. So I want to ask you, a lot
Yeah.
of organizations talk of social purpose and corporate purpose and conscience and all that. So what is the relevance of social impact in organizations?
Yes, so for institution, Anisu, social impact means we are doing business which give added values to our societies.
Right.
That means we have a clearer purpose to help make a better world, and that means we want to do good to our environment in a sustainable way and focusing on the outcomes, not
Right.
only on the output. And
Right.
meaning when we help our clients to do social responsibility, we comprehensively think of a long-term initiative which will
Mm.
be beneficial not only for the growth of the business but also creating impact to the society. We want to make
Mm.
sure that the good thing that we do are impactful to the beneficiaries, to the society,
Right.
how we can give them a life-changing experience, how we
Mm.
can help them to move from one point to another point, which is better for their lives. And when
Right.
we think about it that way, all the strategy and all of the approach will evolve around that impact that we want to achieve. And in making a plan, our mindset of financial resources, creativity, and implementation will be aligned with that particular impact goal. And in
Right.
order to do that, the social impact initiative should support and align with the business goals in order to make it sustainable. It should be complementary to the bottom line of the business. And that's what we want to make sure happening when our clients work with us.
Fantastic. So, there is always this thinking that, so how can social impact be communicated? So if you communicate too much, you come across as boastful. If you communicate too little, you seem like you're disconnected. So how should organizations tackle this?
Well, it should be part of the overall strategic communication planning. The messaging should be aligned with the overall communication objective. It
Right.
depends on the nature of the business, but communicating social impact should be correct in terms of the momentum and on the right context. And I
Mm.
agree with you that if it's too much in everything, it's not good, including on communicating our good deeds. That's
Right.
why it should be an integral part of corporate communication to ensure it is done on the right moments, delivered by the right leaders, and engaging the right stakeholders, be it consumers, NGOs, community, media, or the respective government. So continuous monitoring and measurement of our communication is also crucial to see whether we are over promoting or
Mm.
perhaps we need to share more stories.
Got it. So what, according to you, are some of those key aspects? I know you mentioned some of it, like measurement and
Yeah.
getting leaders involved, but what are some of the aspects of communicating social impact? What should organizations consider?
Yeah, so first and foremost, the initiative should be aligned with the
Right.
nature of the business. So
Right.
it's complementary to the bottom line of the organization, as I
Right.
mentioned earlier. Meaning the type of initiative should be relevant to the organization. They can
Right.
develop creatively the program, but the DNA should be the same. For example, if the business is FMCG, so the best beneficiaries are families, like
Right.
mothers and kids. then the activity can be around solving the biggest problems around families, like poverty or starvation. Another example, if the organization is a financial institution, for instance, so they can do financial literacy programs in rural areas, teach them how to deal with high interest rate loan, for example, how to save, how to do investment, how to manage cash flow, etc. And after that, to make it more relevant and attract media attention, the content of the communication should be data driven. So it will be more meaningful and therefore it will create more engagement to our target consumers. For example, providing infographics and data about the problems, why it is important, why we do what we are doing, what impact we deliver to the society when we are doing it, and what happens if we ignore the situation. So communicating social impact should be make sense to the key stakeholders, and not only that, it's good if we can also increase empathy among our audience. That means create more engagement, trust, and credibility of our corporate brand.
Okay, great. So if I were to ask you, often communicators and leaders don't put a lot of focus on social impact. They always think of public relations, they think of events, industry engagements, internal comms, but how can, social impact become part and heart of the communication? So what do you recommend?
Well, doing good is good for the business. And now in the digital era, doing good is like a license to operate from our society, right? They are watching us. They want to know how we run our business. They want to be with products and services which values fit to their values. So I think it's very crucial to include social impact in the business value chain and communicating it strategically and proportionally. I think they can also make like a collaboration between promoting the brand, do some marketing mix, and community-based activation, so that it will go along together between profitability and social impact.
Got it. So, there's a lot of thinking around storytelling about communication. So, what is your understanding of, how can leaders and communicators get better with storytelling? Because social impact can be communicated that way best.
Yes, so I think we should be able to address the problem in the society. We need to open our eyes, our ears, our heart to really understand about what's going on with our community and how can we as an organization play a role and contribute to help solve that problems, and what kind of creativity and innovation needed to support our community in solving their problems. So the best storytelling comes from the beneficiaries. So when they truly feel the change happening with their lives because of our efforts, that will be the best storytelling coming out from their mouths, not coming from us, but it's coming from them.
Got it. And as we wrap up, Elvera, I just wanted to ask you, what are some of the trends you see, or what is the future of social impact communications? What's your thoughts on it?
Yes, I think as the demand increases from our society, from our stakeholders, for us to do good and impactful, the future of social impact communication will be much more important. Communication professionals need to include social impact on their overall communication strategy, and as it will help the organization to increase the bottom line. I know that it's an indirect linkage between profitability and doing good, but in terms of building credibility, building trust, building more engagement, it's all built from few things, one of which through social impact activities. So I think the future, it becomes more important, and I think it's very strategic for any organization to include social impact in their as part of their business strategy.
Fantastic. This has been really wonderful speaking to you. I think these are great insights, especially it's a topic which is not spoken a lot, but I think you have articulated some brilliant insights. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this, Elvera.
Thank you. Thank you for you too. Thank you.